everybody.
Welcome to the mess hall, everybody.
That was so fast.
Was it too fast?
Let's
I thought
try
it was good.
again.
All right, we can do it together. 1, 2, 3. Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the mess hall with
Hey.
Andrew Youngblood and Jamie Rowan.
That's her. Then I'm Andrew. Yeah.
That was
Cool. We're back.
Worse than ever.
It's okay. We're out of practice. We're back after 2 or 3 weeks off, I think now.
Yeah.
Pretty wild. I never made it to Mexico, in case you guys were following the drama. But she's back now, and we got to record new episodes. I didn't go because I was having anxiety. I struggle with mental illness just like everybody else.
We're all about relatability at the mess hall.
And I got all the way to the airport, packed all my bags, went through security. International flight, so it's not just regular security, it's amped up security.
He sent me photo proof of a picture of his rolly bag at the airport.
Because not only was I having anxiety, I was having about other stuff. I was having anxiety about you not believing me that I was like, I'm at the airport right now. I don't know if I can do this flight. I'm really sorry. I got to go home. I'm losing my fucking brain. I'm spiraling. I almost cried. It's funny though, because you know what I learned is airlines, for the most part, kind of strict on refund policies or getting you on other flights, that kind of thing. And but if it looks like you're a grown man with tears in his eyes and you go up to the kiosk and you go, hey man, I am having a panic attack. I don't think I can get on this plane. Is there anything you can do? Will you help me out? And he's like, I'll give you a credit. So he gave me a credit. I walked my fucking fat ass through customs, and they're like, hey, where'd you go? And I go, well, Terminal B. and they're like, what do you mean? I go, I changed my mind. I didn't want to go anywhere. And so then they let me go. I took an Uber all the way back to my house, and then I slept for hours, and the next day even a lot of it. And I dealt with some stuff I needed to deal with personally, and it is what it is.
You were very missed. I'll say that. I think I'm glad you did what you had to do. I do think that you underestimate how just like raw emotion. They're so used to be like dealing with dicks at the airport.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you were just like a grown man that was upset and you were like, I'm not okay. I think they were just like in shock, and they're like, credits, take the credits.
Yeah, they're like, get this fucking, we don't want this psycho on the plane, that's for sure. Also, I think it helped that there was like, I kind of made someone's day because there was like a 12-person line to like on standby.
Try to get on.
So, I saw when I walked up and I saw like people get happy, like, oh my God, I might get on. So maybe I made someone's day, but it's real. Depression and anxiety and all that stuff's real. And I think that, maybe the more we talk about it, the better. I don't know.
No, I think it's cheesy, good. I think it's good to be open about it. This is called the mess hall. We're both a mess.
Yeah.
I'm a mess in that I probably didn't respond like a friend should respond, because I was telling you I wish you were there, and probably made you feel worse.
No, you were great. I just felt like I was letting you down, which was only on me because of all my bullshit anxiety I was already having. I was already having anxiety about, the club was going through some crazy, like we've been shut down for like 5 days in a row because of the city of Houston. And if you don't know, which most of you do, but I run a club with a few other comics here in Houston, Texas. And so we were, financially, we were taking big hits there. I was kind of panicking and trying to get that settled. And then personally, I had some stuff I was going through. So it's just a real combination of just like, oh shit. And then I was having hard to breathe panic attacks, and those are brutal ones. But I don't do it all the time. This isn't something, get help if you have that kind of stuff.
It's only happened to me once, and I can say I would not wish that on my worst enemy. Yeah. That being said, I was like, in my mind, I was just like, oh, if he can just feel terrible for the next 3 hours, he'll be here and I know he'll have a good time.
I know.
But those 3 hours would have been miserable.
It wouldn't have been the plane. I think getting there, honestly, I would have just gone to that guest room and I would have just slept for 2 days and I would have felt like an asshole. Yeah. I think that was part of the stressing of it is because I was going through much stuff is having to be on a bit, for the next couple days.
You don't. That's the thing is when you travel, like I want anybody, by the way, we go every year. Anybody is truly welcome to come to Mexico City. We love showing people that city, but like I am very much like, I've seen all the touristy shit. Like, people go do whatever the hell you want to do. Come hang out with us when you want to hang out with us. It's very like low key. You don't have to feel, you can fart, you can burp, you can be yourself.
I do all those things all the time.
Go out on your own. You can hang out with us. We don't care.
Do you and your husband fart around each other?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me?
We
make direct eye contact with each other when we're like, we both had like parasite serious issues in Mexico. We have the door open. We're like talking.
Well, now I'm glad I didn't go. That would have been awkward.
It's intense, but that's also true love, I think.
I don't know, man.
I think so.
I don't know. The last person I dated, I farted around her and she goes, I think this might be over.
You mentioned this in a previous episode, and that is why that is not good. That's like you have to accept each other at your most raw, disgusting form.
I don't know.
What? Don't you want that from someone else?
I mean, I don't want to see you poop.
You won't care when you're in love.
No, I think I will. I don't want to see me poop.
You won't.
I don't like smelling my own poop.
It's not like you have to be there, but if someone's like, especially if it's because they're sick.
There's no reason you have to be there.
If they're sick or something.
I've got multiple bathrooms in my house.
Okay, that's also nice, but like I feel like real love is just like supporting each other through diarrhea.
No, I don't think so. I think, that's... If someone's sick and I care about them, of course I'll help take care of them. But I'm not going to be like, all right, babe, I'm going to hold your hand all through the shit. No.
Well, you don't. You're both two adults. This isn't a child.
Yeah.
You've definitely done that for your kid.
Yes. Well, I mean, I haven't like held their hand while they're shitting.
But it's less gross than a stranger's shit, right? Because you love your kid.
Well, yes. And also, weirdly enough, your kid's shit smells a little bit like your shit.
And
so
I have a dog who's not genetically related to me, but if I see another dog's shit, I want to throw up. But if I see my dog's shit, I'm like, oh, good boy, you shit.
Well, that's weird because it's a dog. It's not genetically related to you in any way. So
yeah, but he's the best.
And also, I mean, when I see my kid's shit, it's pretty gross. I do feel a little gross about it. It's not something I'm like, oh, well, I'm proud of you, boy. Like, that's not.
You were when they were little. When they did their like first shit.
No.
In the potty by themselves.
I mean, you know what it was.
You were so proud.
It wasn't so much proud as I was. Hell yeah, I don't have to change a diaper situation kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's pride.
Well, that's more of a selfishness.
Dogs, you pick up their shit their whole life, but it's less gross than a different dog. And I rarely post. I need to post more, but follow me on Instagram at the Jamie Rowan for some cute dog content.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Sometimes I video him shitting and I post it.
No, you don't.
I have done that because he's so ashamed. He's not
ashamed. He doesn't know what's going on.
He feels so much shame when he takes a shit, and it's the cutest thing. And occasionally I post that. So tune in.
Nobody wants to see that.
Tune in, weirdos.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I could ever be in a relationship where I would. I mean, I could be in the relationship, but I don't think I would be in a relationship where I'm like okay with us just like shitting with the door wide open.
I'm a grown woman. Like, I don't need his help for any reason. Obviously, he doesn't need mine, but like, I don't care at all. Like, it's like the last thing that I'm thinking of. Like, I will brush my teeth and get ready if I'm in a rush in the same bathroom. I don't care at all. Like,
even my bathroom, the one that's in my room, has like a his and her sink shower area. And then my toilet is in a whole different like section with a closed door.
We don't have a closed door, and like, I don't care. That's love.
Oh God.
It doesn't happen all the time. Occasionally it happens. Whatever.
I mean,
I can't wait for you to have that. And then
I don't think I'll ever have that. I don't want that. I think I'm fully capable of being in love with somebody without being like, hey, I got to see you.
It's so funny because you're the guy that likes to put his mouth down there.
On where?
I can hear Ben laughing.
On where?
So he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, I mean, I put my mouth on a butt. I'll put my mouth on a.
I never do that.
Well,
I can stand
I've
5
met your
feet
husband.
away.
I don't know if I'd put my mouth on his butt
He's
either.
a very hairy Armenian. It is a little gross.
Yeah.
But I stand 5 feet away and brush my teeth for 20 seconds, and you think that's gross, but you have your mouth on it.
Well, it's not like, all right, you take a shit and now I'm gonna go eat your ass. It's more like, all right, we just got out of the shower. Let's have fun.
I mean, you
That's
say
fun.
that, but you've definitely had fun after a night out.
No, I think usually a shower or there's a little clean. I'm not like licking up a swamp ass.
There's like a Burt's Bees wipe once.
Yeah, maybe a little wipage or something.
That's it.
You know, I think it's clean usually. I'm not, and also I think if someone's a mess down there, they'll stop you pretty quick and be like, "Don't put your shit down there."
You put booze in the mix and it's a free for all. A lot of confidence.
Yeah, maybe, but it's totally different.
How did we? Again, I love that we got here from
Depression.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I'm depressed. I don't know.
You just haven't found someone that you want to brush your teeth.
True love is
5 feet
shitting in front of.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen
You know what
all
happens
the time.
when you are brushing your teeth and they're shitting in the same room and you smell their shit? Do you know what happens? You know when you're smelling shit, you're just getting little poop particles in your body. Then you're just brushing your teeth with fucking.
Then you're a superhuman. By the way, literally, I'm pretty sure I got a parasite last year and this year in Mexico.
Don't call your husband a parasite.
I'm sleeker and stronger than ever. I'm
That's
definitely
good.
the parasite.
Is that why you go to Mexico, just to swallow fucking worms and lose a couple pounds?
Honestly, I think so.
Jesus Christ.
Sadness is also a great way to lose weight, bringing it back to depression.
Oh, yeah, it can help for sure. It can also, yawn.
That's my big pet peeve of the podcast. Please stop.
You can't help. It's an involuntary reaction.
I'd rather you take a shit in front of me than yawn.
Well, that's just not going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
It's just an involuntary reaction. It's not. Yawning is not like, oh, I'm bored of the conversation. Oh, what happens? I used to sing in choir, you know, and I would yawn sometimes, and my teacher would be like, "That's just because you don't use your mouth as much as you should, or like when you sing or whatever." Yeah, and then I had to blow him. Get over here and blow me. Your teacher was hitting on you. No, but he was saying like when you start to talk a lot, your mouth will like stretch out, and it's almost like a stretch, or a yawn is like a kind of a stretch for your mouth. You know,
and then he had you stay after for extra credit about that.
But it's true. Sometimes when I would sing, I would do it, and you know, like a day like today, before you came over, I didn't say it. I was home alone. I said nothing to nobody almost all day. I maybe said a couple words to like 2 people. But
God, that sounds so nice.
There's days where I don't talk to anybody until I'm on stage.
I'm incapable of that, and I'm so jealous.
Why?
Because
have nobody.
I never shut the fuck up.
Oh, I know that.
I never.
Who do you talk to when no one's around?
Myself. I do.
What? Out loud?
I will do. So when I'm at home alone, I will do my dog's voice. I have a voice that is Milton's voice.
Let's hear Milton's voice.
All right.
Wait, hold on. Can I guess what it's going to sound like?
Okay, go. Milton. Kind of.
Yeah, I figured it was something stupid like that.
I'm hungry.
Oh, God. I'm going to kill myself.
And then I'll respond to it like in my voice. And then there will be conversations that are me talking to Milton doing the voices.
And you just do that all day. You just talk to Milton. That's sad and lonely as hell. Or when
I'm out, like I'll talk to strangers and then like get in these I'm not very good at small talk, so I'll get in these like in-depth conversations with strangers, but I don't even want it. It's like I'm in it and I'm like, I can't shut up, and all I want to do is not talk to that person anymore.
That's crazy. Me and we're the opposites. I do not talk to strangers. I don't talk to people I kind of know.
Well, and I feel guilt once they start telling me about their life. I don't want them to think I'm just like trying to run away from that. So I'm like, it's problematic.
Yeah, I could see that. I would never in a million years, if you put me in a room with 50 people and everyone's talking, I'll be like, I'll just wait until somebody forces themselves to talk to me because I don't want to go out of my way to talk to
But maybe
somebody.
it's kind of how we became friends. Like in a green room?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Where I wouldn't
Who
shut
talked
up?
to who first? What do you think?
Probably me, for sure.
Yeah, probably. There's no way I approached you and was like, hey, nice to meet you. Want to be friends?
Yeah, it was definitely me. You would never.
Yeah.
I think that other people who aren't me just also don't speak. I'm problematic, but sometimes
How are you problematic?
I think people think that I enjoy this. I
Enjoy
think people
what? Being you?
being me, like not shutting up.
Okay.
People think I like that, but I hate it.
Okay.
I just want everyone to know I'm sorry, and I hate it.
That you can't stop talking.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Just shut up, though. I mean, not now. We're on a podcast. I don't think you should shut up right now, but you can't just like... But you don't talk in public. I think you're making yourself... You got a lower self-esteem about certain things than I think you realize.
I've had this like awakening this past week too, where I was like, I'm just gonna... I'm still working on it. I still have to convince myself. I have low self-esteem about certain things, but I have very, very high self-esteem about most things. And I decided, I was thinking about this week. This is so dumb and obvious, but I'm like, I fucking love myself because what's the alternative? That's probably not a good reason to love yourself, but I'm like, the alternative is to not love myself, but it's a choice, and I only have so many days left on this mortal coil.
Can you do it like that? You're like, oh well, I love myself because
why not?
Otherwise, I have to hate myself. Can you love yourself because I'm smart, talented, pretty, I work hard, I do this, I do
smarter
that, I do blah.
People I know in the world, the smarter you are, the more you realize the less you know, right? The smarter you get, ignorance truly is bliss, right? So like the more smart I get, the more I realize that there are so many people smarter than me. There's so much I'll never know. The funnier I get, the more I realize there are people funnier than me. The more I work on my physical appearance, the more I realize there will always be someone skinnier, always someone prettier, or whatever. So you just have to love yourself the way you are. I know this sounds so fucking wellness, and I don't give a shit, but it's like, what's the alternative? I might as well love myself. Don't believe it today, but slowly, little by little, I believe it more and more, and then I'm like, I'm good.
So you're lying to yourself.
But I believe it more every day.
Well,
because I'm like, you're
just gaslighting yourself.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen? It's working. It works. Is it
bad to gaslight yourself?
No, it's
definitely
good.
Bad to gaslight other people, but
if I get up every day and I'm like, I'm the coolest, and I kind of believe it more today than I did yesterday, and it's like, the downside is nothing. The downside is nothing.
Well, delusion.
Delusion is a gift. What do you think alcohol is? What do you think pills are? Weed is? What do you think religion is? What do you think fucking wellness videos and fitness inspo and everything is a delusion? So I would rather be self-deluded than be deluded by outside things. I don't know. It makes life better.
I get what you're saying, but it does seem like you're living a lie.
Yeah, but
but you're okay with that.
I would rather be lying to myself than have all these have like some religion or some other thing lie to me to make life okay. I'd rather just be like, I'm good. You're great. Just say it.
No.
Say it.
I could not. Even if I said, first of all, I won't.
And you say it off stage. I'm way harder than myself about comedy stuff than you are.
What do you mean? But what does that have to do with anything?
It's all delusion.
What are you saying? You say I'm not good at comedy?
I'm saying
it's delusional.
Well, we should talk about what I'm talking about, which is not comedy overall. I'm talking about the roast, which I thought was worse than you did.
Yes.
We had a roast. The first thing back from Mexico, I had 2 bookings. Thank God I had 2 bookings that weekend I got back. One was the roast battle, and then the next day was regular way stand-up comedy. And the roast battle I felt like was terrible, and then the regular stand-up comedy gig went well, so it made me not want to die anymore. But like the roast battle I felt was not great, and I jokingly, of course, but also serious, said, "The only thing worse than you that night was me."
Well, you didn't stick around for the whole show. There was a pretty other bad roast battle, but I didn't think ours was that bad. If you rewatch it, there's some good zingers in there.
I didn't even get out 2/3 of my jokes.
Well, you wrote too many.
I was like, I said
minutes,
before we went on stage, let's go slow and not step on the jokes, or let's step on the laughs. The problem is there have to be laughs to step on.
That's true. I was able to tell my jokes right after yours ended.
God damn it. See, you're confident. Listen, I don't think that went great. Normally you're great. I don't think that roast battle went great, but I think you just have to be like, it's 4 minutes. No one actually gives a shit.
Yeah, nobody cares. I think there were some good lines in it. We got some laughs. I think there were some duds in it, for sure. But I think overall it was pretty fun. Second round was fun, and then the final thing at the end was a lot of fun too. You should have stuck around. I think overall it was a fun night and very enjoyable. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad. Here's one
but
thing.
You tucked your tail as soon as we got off stage and
No,
ran.
I saw some of the roast of the cop. Dude.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have an audience member come up and be roasted. That's the second round. And it was a cop, and there were some good zingers in there. I like that. But I was just like,
you were just unhappy with your
I was
set.
unhappy.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I stopped being unhappy with my sets. Even if I have a bomber, if I have a stinker.
That is huge for you, though, considering your personality, because you are so hard on yourself, I feel like, in other ways. And Mexico being an example. I think that with comedy, your mentality is so much better than mine that I look up to your mentality. And that is not an offensive thing, because I think that you're a great comic. I really do. I just think that your mentality, and any comedian will have good and bad days, including my heroes, like people that I think are consistently good. Great.
Grand.
What?
I just said grand. Good,
just
great,
adding
grand.
to it.
Yeah, just keep going.
But my point is, I think that I need to get better. My mentality I have in my life, I need to have with comedy more generally, because I did not sleep that night.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that comes with time. I don't know what year it was. I feel like it was maybe I'm coming up on year 9. And so I think somewhere around year 6 is really when I stopped caring what other people thought and realized that my path or whatever I'm doing is about learning and becoming better and kind of mastering crafts and just becoming a better comic. And I got focused on that. And then I was like, I'm just going to try new shit all the time. And so I write so much now, and I just go up and I'll just try something new all the time. And I used to be so scared of if I try something new and it doesn't work out, then I'm going to be screwed. I'm scared, and then but if I bomb and then no one's ever going to like me, I'll never get booked again, kind of thing. That's what my old thought process was. And then it became, none of this matters. You're funny. You're going to do well, but also have fun. If you have a new idea, throw it in there. Just go up there and do it. And then if you do bomb, which it does happen, if you do bomb, guess what? You're going to be able to laugh about it, because there's going to be a set the next day where you're not going to bomb. Because, I do well most of the time. So when I do bomb, to me, I don't care that much.
I truly am getting better with it. I think it was a rough one for me, because I'd been gone for a month, and I felt like more of my peers were at that than at most shows that I do, right? More comics are there.
Yeah, because they want to see the other comics roast the other comics.
Exactly. So it just felt different, but it was all good. I'm so glad. The show the next night with normal stand-up, I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm good at. But also, I feel like I am very much a writer in my own head person, but some of my best sets are when I don't obsessively word for word go for my written thing and just go up there without
just go and have
with
fun.
less preparation.
Yeah.
That's
I'm a
when
preparation
I am
guy,
better.
though. I will say that I am definitely a preparation guy.
I think we're actually similar in that way.
But I do like to keep it loose, especially on mics and showcase shows, stuff like that. If I'm doing like a bigger show, I'll kind of have a set written out, like a pretty not loose form, and I might leave a little space to fuck around in the middle or something like that, or different spots. But if I'm doing like a showcase 10 to 15 minute set, I'll write down 5 different topics I want to talk about, and then sometimes I'll hop around, do whatever, fuck with the audience, whatever. But
it felt really free in Mexico to do that because it was like they don't know me, and it was so fun, and like the shows ended up going so well because it was just like I was putting I did like stuff about what was going on there too, and like that is not in my set. It was just so
about
fucking
how you were
fun.
gentrifying it.
Actually, I did write a gentrification joke.
Yeah.
I had some diarrhea jokes. I had some jokes in Spanish.
Ooh, let's hear a Spanish joke.
I feel like you wouldn't.
I want to hear it.
So you wouldn't understand the reference.
Okay.
It's about.
I want to hear the Spanish joke. Spanish,
it's a joke
please.
about call to prayer.
This is not Spanish.
So if anybody's been to Mexico City, you know that there's this thing where they go around and it sounds like call to prayer, where they basically are selling. They're trying to get you to sell stuff from your house, and it's about that. But you wouldn't understand
I just want to hear the Spanish.
You want to hear me speak in Spanish?
Yes.
So you won't get it. It won't make any sense.
Just fucking say it.
It won't make any sense.
I just want to hear you speak Spanish.
Okay, so it's this thing that goes around and it's like estufas, refrigeradores. Do you know what any of this means?
No.
Yeah, it's not. That's pointless. That was.
It
dumb.
wasn't pointless. I just wanted to hear you do a weird accent thing. It was like an old Jewish lady.
Yeah, it's like a robotic thing that's really, really loud, and it goes around the streets trying to get you to sell your like used appliances, and it sounds like call to prayer. Anyway.
Huh.
It's
just a van. It's like a reverse ice cream man, but for appliances.
Yeah, and you sell to them. They're trying to get you to give your old shit to them.
Jeez.
And it's very loud and annoying.
Wow. That's a weird thing. I've never even heard of that before.
Yeah. You should have come. It's a weird, interesting.
Next time I'll make sure not to have a panic attack.
God damn
I am
you.
on some, I started taking some pills. We'll see if they work.
I always get nervous.
About what?
About that. Like
pills?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like them or not, but we'll see.
It takes like a month too, right?
Yeah, it does. I'm taking Paxil.
Oh, it's perfect timing for Skankfest, though, which I will hammer you on for the next month.
I don't think I'm going to go.
All right.
But I might. We'll see.
Now you're trying to lower my expectations.
Yeah, if I go, it'll be a nice surprise for you, and that's cool. And if I don't go, it won't be, and that won't matter.
I love the confidence. It'll be such a nice surprise for you.
It would be a nice surprise for you. All right, let's say you're sitting at the bar by yourself, alone, no one's talking to you. You know how it is. And then
that's what you envision.
And then I walk up, or you know what? I walk up behind you. I put my arm on you. You don't see who it is, so you just feel an arm come around you.
I'd be pissed at first.
At first, you're horrified because if you've seen the mutants that go to Skankfest, it's ICP basically.
They are the best.
Yes, sweet people, juggalos though, not attractive. 99.9% of them, but that's okay. They're still great comedy fans, best fans. Honestly. At any comedy festival I've ever been to, they are the best fans, most diehard. They look up everybody on the lineup. I've seen so many people from Skankfest that have come and see me in different parts of the country that it blows my mind.
I've had women get mad at me for defending it because apparently there's negative stories from Skankfest, but I've now been 3 years in a row. This will be my 4th year in a row. It is my Disneyland. I feel safe. Those fans make me feel safe, respected. I'm alone the whole weekend and I feel like loved but not creeped out. Like that in a group like that never happened. It is the best fucking weekend.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Their fans are amazing. I love you so much. Please listen to our podcast.
Yeah, it's a good time. They're good people. But if one of them put their arm on you while you were at the bar, you would instantly go, "Ooh," and then you'd look over, and then you'd see me, and you would feel so good at that point.
That's true. That's true. There'd be like an immediate sense of relief and joy.
Yeah. I would. That's how I would do it too. Is scare you.
I'm glad.
Thinking you're being inappropriately touched, and then you look over at me, and you're like, "Thank God."
I love that that's your plan, and you just said it out loud on the podcast.
Yep, that's it. It's going to be good. And now, now here's the problem: if I don't go, someone puts their arm around you, you're going to be like, "Oh, thank God," and then run away. So
no, nothing bad has ever happened to me there, and it never will. It's the best. I'm just putting that into the
everything bad always happens.
World, but you were making fun of me before about being like gentrified. Like your joke I said that hit the best at the roast, I think, was the Woodlands thing, which I don't fully get, but I know people looking at me see that.
Yeah. Well, you look like a white Karen bitch. Like, that's just what it is.
I get the bitch part.
You don't get the Karen part at all?
I don't feel like I look like I'm wearing floral, I'm carrying a pink bag. I'm not that vibe of...
You're not that
I don't feel like I look like Woodlands. This isn't the Woodlands outfit.
Yes and no. This isn't the Woodlands outfit, but it's not that...
I don't curl my hair.
It's not that far off of the Woodlands outfit. And... you got the woodland face. That's the main thing.
That is the thing.
You can't do much about that.
And I'm cool with that. I got a bunch of 22-year-olds at Kirby Ice House this weekend saying Aubrey Plaza. I get that a lot.
I don't see that. I think that's what you want to get.
Oh, no. I actually... Well, no, I shouldn't. I should be pro-women. I'm not... She's young. We're the same age, I think.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
That's not who I want to get, but I think she's great. Who would I want to get?
Oh, yeah. If you could get anyone.
Oh, man. Like, you're just talking about, like, who doesn't even look like me?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. This is a hypothetical situation in a dream world.
Who's the hottest woman in the world?
The most compliment for you, they walk up and they go, "Do you know who you remind me of? Your looks and overall personality."
No, not personality. This person is not personality.
Do it just based off looks. That's
just
fine
based
too.
off looks?
Yeah.
Like Emily Ratajkowski.
Who the fuck is that?
Are you fucking kidding me? I'm about to give you the best night of your life if you don't know who and follow her.
Listen, I don't want to have sex with you.
She looks nothing like me.
Who is this person?
She's one of the hottest human beings on the planet.
What's she in? Maybe I'll know. I just don't know.
She's in a music video. That's what she's famous for, right? Is that what she's famous for, Ben? But
Ben doesn't know.
I'm spacing.
Are you kidding?
Ben doesn't know who she is.
I'm looking it up.
Emily Ratajkowski is it Blurred Lines? The Pharrell Williams produced, sung by...
She looks like a model.
She looks like a model.
She's gorgeous.
Wow. Look at that.
Physically, that's who... If I was gay, I'd be like, Emily. Yeah. She's a total babe. Personality and like intellect.
You just want people to be like, you're not annoying. As I thought you would be.
She was in Gone Girl.
It'd be some CEO.
She was in God Girl?
No.
Gone Girl?
Gone Girl. Who was she in Gone Girl?
She's not an actress. She's
I'm not sure she was in
She's
it.
a model and an influencer.
She was the girl who was gone. She was not.
Oh, so it really was a music video that she's...
A music video is how she got famous.
Gotcha. I have no idea who this lady is.
Yeah, it was Blurred Lines.
Yeah, you're going to have...
I'll Google it.
Yeah, enjoy.
I'm not going to enjoy it. That sounds so creepy.
Yeah, well,
enjoy.
I mean... But that's what she is provided. She does that. She's selling a product, and the product is this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But that's your number one.
Openly. That's who I'd physically want to look like. But if you're telling me like intellect or humor or whatever, that's different. Nobody's like,
we're just talking about looks.
You seem
that's
like
all.
that.
We're talking about just looks.
Yeah.
That's the one.
It'd be her probably.
Huh. Wonder who I'd go with.
Or I love Natalie Portman. I think she's a total babe. Yeah. But for other reasons other than her beauty. So, yeah. What about the male version?
I was just trying to think. I don't know. I mean, who wouldn't want to be called like a Gosling or anything like that? But I wouldn't want to be him.
Oh my God. I don't know if I should say this on the podcast, but whatever, because it just came to my mind. But I've been having a recurring sex dream about the same. No, the same person who I didn't even know. This is the weirdest part. I didn't even know what his name was. So I Googled like what I thought might work, and it did come up, and I learned his name
Is
after Googling him.
Rob Snyder.
An actor named Michael Ealy.
I have no idea who that is.
I didn't even know his name, and I've been having a recurring sex dream about this person.
Interesting. I've never even heard of this guy.
Has this ever happened to you?
I've definitely
Put up
had
Michael Ealy's photo, by the way. He's a total babe, but
I've definitely had sex dreams about people before, but I don't know.
But ever someone that you didn't really know, and then you were like, oh,
for sure. I've definitely had like.
It's weird.
I definitely had sex dreams with people I did not know at all. Like sometimes I'll have a sex dream with someone, and in my dream, they're not even someone I know, and I don't think they're an actor. I'm not even sure. I think they maybe are once someone I walked past on the street one day or something, or like just someone who just lives in my subconscious every once in a while. I've had some reoccurring like characters in my brain that I don't know in real life at all from movies or anything.
Like you were on the beach in Hawaii and you just filed away a girl in a bikini.
Except for I can't. First of all, it's usually not in the bikini kind of thing. It's like they're like dressed normal at first, you know.
It's like normcore?
No, they're just, they're wearing clothes, and then we might hook up or get married or whatever kind of thing.
You have a dream about getting married?
Of course, I've had those.
Man.
You think I want to die alone?
That's so cute.
But I don't know where they're from. That's the other thing. That's the thing that I think is weird about it.
That's so cute that you would dream about that. Marriage is the worst.
No, well, you seem indifferent to the rest of the world. So what's...
Yeah, it's nice, but I don't have a typical marriage, I don't think.
I think you got a way typical marriage.
Because we like each other. That is not typical.
You shit in each other, and I mean in front of each other.
You have a weird asshole fetish thing. I feel like you're trying to cover up, like, oh, they can never shit in front of me, but I'll lick their taint. What a weird line to draw.
Everybody eats ass in America nowadays. Everyone does it.
You're drawing a weird line on this, and I don't appreciate you shaming me for shitting in front of my husband.
I'm not shaming you. You just do whatever you want, and with your non-traditional shitting in front of each other marriage, where you're happy and in love, you guys do whatever you want, and I think that's good for you guys. It's not for everybody. Some of us, we just get married to people we've never seen before in our dreams.
I can.
Like a real traditional.
What occurs? Like, where are you? Are you in Vegas? Like, what is the whole vibe?
I mean, they're reoccurring dreams, so I don't know. They're not always the same. They're always like, we could just be hanging out at school, which
I don't
haven't been
think
in school
Andrew
forever,
knows what the meaning of reoccurring.
No,
the word
they're reoccurring
is.
characters in my dreams. They're not necessarily the same dream every single time.
Oh, so you'll have like an embarrassing dream, a horror dream, a marriage dream, a sex dream, that all include a same person that's filed in your file cabinet?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know why or who the people are either. They're just I honestly, like, in the way I always kind of assumed is, like, imagine you're walking down the streets of New York City and you just see somebody. You might not even pay attention to them very much, right? You're just walking by and you're like, see a person reading a book and you're like, huh, okay. And you just keep moving, right? And then they just filed in my brain, and then I'm just having a dream, and that person's there, and I don't really even remember. It's not something I would ever remember. I would never remember that I saw someone reading a book on the side of the street. Why would that be a memory that I would keep going? That doesn't make any sense. But then I will have a dream where I'll see them, and I'm like, I don't know where they came from or whatever, but they're in that dream. And then a week later, then they're like, oh, they're in that dream. And then maybe a month later, they're in that dream. And I'm like, this person's so familiar, but I don't know why or how. It's almost like a eternal sunshine thing. It's like, why do I know this person? But I don't.
Do you think you're supposed to talk to that person? Like, I feel like
it's different people. Also, it's not just. I'm not just saying. It's not just like love interest in my dream or anything.
No,
like
I
that.
know. I have people, but I have to make eye contact.
It could just be a dude.
I have to make eye contact, but I do feel the same thing where, like, there are people, it could be like, yeah, an elderly woman, but like there's something that I feel connected to that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not like a religious person or a spiritual person or any of that bullshit, but like I do occasionally like I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't remember my dreams that well, so I don't really have dreams about those people.
Yeah. Oh, well, I also here's the other thing. I don't know for sure it's like someone I saw on the street. I don't know for sure.
It could be a
That's kind of what I've
mishmash.
thought in my head is it's probably someone I've seen on the street or something like that, or someone just passing, because it's a whole person that, it's multiple people that are in multiple dreams, but it's the same person. And my brain could just be tying 5 different people together and creating this person, Does that make any sense?
I mean,
These could be
kind
people
of.
from past lives.
That is such. I don't believe that.
Okay, well,
I don't
fuck
believe
you, bitch.
I mean, I am a bitch, but I still don't believe it. I'm willing to be called a bitch in private, but not on. I feel like on stage, I still get sensitive.
I think I called you a bitch.
Did you? That's
Yeah.
your favorite thing.
I think I called you a skinny bitch.
I love that.
Yeah. I think I called you
That makes it
skinny
all.
bitch.
If you put skinny in front of the word, then I'm all about it.
I might not have got to that joke, but I definitely had one where I was like, "You're shaped like a broomstick, you skinny bitch." I don't know if I said that on stage or
Oh no,
not.
I wish you did. I think we talked about it on the podcast, on the
Maybe,
Zoom
yeah,
episode
yeah.
of the podcast, because I like that one. And I had a response for one of your jokes that you didn't say that I was like,
Ha, 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 ha.
sounds so evil.
I had a couple responses
The
ready
rich
to go.
thing also gets me. So that's what I was gonna say. I feel like we went on a tangent, but that's what I was gonna say is like I feel like the rich thing really gets to me, and I don't understand people's like thing with it in society generally, because people say it as a dig regularly, and I feel super sensitive about having privilege or whatever. But I think it's so funny that people talk so much shit about having money, and yet they're all striving for it and want it. And if it's a celebrity or if it's someone famous that is a business person or a scientist or something that people don't really get that has money, they hate them.
Yeah.
But if it's someone cool and hip, like an artist like Beyonce that has money, then it's cool.
Yeah, and it even depends on what kind of artist, I think, and like, yeah, you're not wrong.
I just don't understand it. And why am I so
think people
ashamed?
want money and they're just jealous that they don't have it sometimes. And I guess maybe everyone thinks that they'll do something better with their money. And, everyone hates Elon Musk, and I get why they hate him. But it is pretty wild.
I just don't understand.
I don't think most people would, if they had as much money as some of these other people, I don't think most people would handle it where everyone likes them. Once you get to a certain amount of wealth, I don't think there's any way to get everyone to like you or most people to like you.
It's like the gentrification joke I was like doing in Mexico City was like it was about how Americans are ruining Mexico City by going to Mexico City. There's like a whole thing with it. There's a whole thing in the community there of like they all live in the certain neighborhoods. They all do go to the certain places, and they're bringing the prices up, which is true. But also, like, compared to America, like, I do feel like there's so much more racism outside of America. And if Americans just like traveled a little bit, they would experience like the insane racism. And in Mexico City, you notice like an insane classism of like skin color. Like people doing certain jobs have a darker skin color. And it's like in Mexico City itself, it's like less than 10% indigenous people. And then everyone else descended from Spaniards. And I was like, the joke was essentially about basically like, we're just copying what your ancestors did 400 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, Viva España.
Yeah.
And I think that it's like such a sensitive topic, but it's true. Like the classism is very like real, but when you point at other people for their privilege,
yeah,
they don't love it.
I don't get it because I've never been to Mexico City, but
or anywhere.
I've been places.
I mean, gentrification happens in Houston.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And it's usually, I mean, I don't feel like it's along race lines. I feel like it's along class lines.
Yeah,
mostly.
well, no, I think in America, it's race and class lines, unfortunately, are very connected, So you can say, yes, it's along class lines, but unfortunately, class lines tend to have racial trends in.
But gentrification is not, whether it's race or class, is not like about hurting people. I don't think. I think it's just like trying to, like, when people, whatever their race is, when people do well in life, right? They're succeeding. They want to have like better schools, better, safer neighborhoods, cleaner
They also
streets.
like more for less. So they come to a shittier area, they buy a place, and then someone else does that same thing, and someone else, and then all of a sudden the shitty area is no longer shitty, and then it prices all the other people out. It's really fucked.
Yeah, but then there are also positives to it, right? Like job opportunities, safer, hopefully, areas to live in.
But people can't afford those areas anymore, so then they move.
Or they are. I mean, I don't think that's
do you think
binary.
Do you think more people are brought up? I don't think more people are brought up by gentrification, where it's like, oh, it really helps the neighborhood as much as the people move in benefit from it. But what do I know? I live in a neighborhood that is not, that I totally am part of the problem. So I don't know.
Yeah. But so this is what I said at like shows and stuff that I went to. So like I was part of the problem in Mexico City.
You're always part of the problem.
I'm part of the problem most places
White lady,
I go.
part of the problem. End of story.
But you know me. Like, what do I do? Not live in a place?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm genuinely asking, like, I know it's not appropriate to talk about, and maybe it's not the right thing to talk about, but like, what do I do? I'm honestly asking. If anybody wants to comment.
Oh, you're asking for it here, buddy.
Like, by the way, actually, that is the beautiful thing about, and why I will do roasts again, and why I will keep on, like, putting myself out there on this podcast and whatever, is because, like, the more I do, I get such shitty feedback, and the less, that sounds not good, but the less it matters. Right?
Nothing matters. None of it matters.
I've never loved my feet more than after I showed y'all my feet and you told me stop.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal.
But like,
you got shamed.
The more shame I get, the less I care.
The less shame you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Well, not really. You get bullied a bunch. Eventually, you're like, they're fucking bullies. Who cares?
Yeah,
it starts to roll off the back.
Like,
after
I didn't make any good points with the gentrification thing because I don't have any answers.
Oh yeah.
But I do know
They're
that
gonna tear you apart online.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, buddy.
But I do know I exist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, what do I do? Stop existing?
I think most people are down for white ladies stopping existing.
Sorry, y'all.
Hey, we gotta take a question because we are running out of time.
That is correct.
Oh. All right,
This
that
one's-
one's too serious.
This is kind of long, so strap in. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can hear you a bit.
All right, here we go. Here it is. Okay.
Ben, you don't want to be on camera for this one?
There's no way for me to not take up the entire scene. So.
Oh, do it, Ben.
Let's see you.
Well,
we miss you.
Okay.
Just for a minute.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Are y'all ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so 25-year-old female, and my dad's friend...
Ugliest female I've ever seen.
And my dad's friend, who's a 35-year-old male, have very similar interests such as music, humor, TV, etc. I went on a night out a few weeks ago and bumped into him, and we had a really good time. Nothing happened. We both told each other we were interested in each other and that we felt there had been a connection for the past couple of years. We've also been messaging and talking on the phone since. Bit of a backstory, my dad is 41. He was only 16 when I was born. We were estranged for a very long time and lived opposite ends of the UK. We only met for the first time when I was 21, so I've never ever known his friends as an adult. He has been friends with this guy for 20 years. They see each other every week. In my head, I don't see an issue with the age gap, and I don't see an issue with the fact that him and my dad are friends since I've only ever known him as an adult. However, I know other people may find it weird. Basically, though, we have both made the decision not to act on it without informing my dad first. How do I explain it to my dad?
You are a dad, so I'm going to let you start with this one. You don't have a daughter, but just imagine.
Yeah, man, I don't know, dude. That's here's the thing. I don't think the lady. She's not. You're not doing. I guess no one's doing anything wrong.
No.
But if my friend was saying, "Hey Andrew, your daughter's kind of hot, and I think I want to date her," I would be like, "Get the fuck out of here." I think. Yeah. Here's the thing. I think you gotta. Is it worth potentially ruining the friendship between these two guys, between your dad and his friend? I guess that's up to the friend, but man, that seems pretty crazy. But I guess if you didn't grow up knowing your dad, to you he's just a guy. And I guess that makes it a little bit. This is a little fucking weird. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know. It's a tough one. I guess technically no one's doing anything wrong, blah, blah, blah. You can do whatever you want. But you don't want your dad to be the best man at your wedding.
This is so juicy. I love it so much.
It's complicated. It's you don't want him.
A 10-year age gap is not crazy. I think at one point you said his friends never knew you as an adult. What you meant was as a kid. So this guy has only ever known you as an adult woman.
She's only known her father as an adult.
Yeah. So like, I think those factors do. The fact that I think just the age gap in and of itself is not a big deal. And it is very helpful that he only knew you as an adult. That being said, it's about the relationships. So you said, do you want to ruin the friendship? I'm thinking, do you want to ruin now it seems like you and your dad have like come together and have a relationship finally. Do you want to ruin the father-daughter relationship? So I think like I am all about like rip Band-Aid, communication, say all the things you're thinking, never shut up. So I think before you fuck or do anything physical, talk to your dad, explain what's what, straightforward.
Or maybe don't tell your dad at first.
I disagree.
I don't know. Here's the thing. You got to tell your dad for a first date. Maybe just go out on the first date. Maybe you guys realize it quickly.
She said they drunkenly said they felt like they've had a connection for years.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe, but that can change as soon as I've had connections with someone for a long time, and then all of a sudden we've gone on a date or hung out or hooked up, and I was like, well, kind of awkward.
Okay, well,
because if that happens, you can just wipe it out. You can just be like, all right, now we never tell my dad about it. We move on, and that's that. Yeah,
I'm coming from a mindset. I'm more of an emotional person than I am than the physical thing. So it struck me what she said, that they felt like they had a connection. If you just want to fuck a hot person, you can literally fuck any other guy. You're a girl. You can literally fuck some other dude.
You can fuck all of your dad's friends.
That's not your dad's friend. No, that is not your dad's friend. So if it's just about physical, don't do it. Go hook up with some other hot guy. But if you feel like you've had a connection for years and this is something special you don't want to miss out on, talk to your dad about it first. See how he feels. If you have built a relationship with your father that you don't want to lose, I would just be honest with him. But if it's just about getting laid, don't fuck your dad's friends. Everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a good motto. And probably the episode of the podcast, the name, don't fuck your dad's friends.
I think
that's important.
You have daddy issues clearly because you didn't meet your dad till you were an adult.
Yeah, and now you want to fuck his friends.
This is a daddy issue thing. We're comics. We are experts on daddy issues.
Go to therapy.
Mommy issues.
And see what they say.
It's my mom's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mom.
Oh, happy birthday, Jamie's mom.
Scissor Trish.
This episode comes out tomorrow. Perfect. This is we're recording quick. We got quick turnovers. It's gonna be nuts. Yeah. Don't fuck your dad's friends. I think we both agree with that.
Yeah.
And thanks for emailing.
Did that help?
Did we help? She's gonna fuck her dad's friends for sure.
For sure. She's already fucked him by the time this comes out.
Yeah, 100%. By tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks for listening. Jamie, got anything before we go?
Just JamieRowanComedy.com, at the Jamie Rowan. And I'll see Andrew at Skankfest.
Maybe. This comes out tomorrow. So this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm at the Houston Improv with TJ Miller. Please come out to that. The following week, I am headlining in Milwaukee at the Laughing Tap. Please come out to that. I'll be with Jesse Saldana, a great comic. He's opening up for me. And I'll be running my hour for the first time for the special. So I'll have it all. You'll get to see basically what it's going to be. And so that's the very beginning of my tour. And I'm all over the road after that with a bunch of different fucking things. With a bunch of different people. Daniel Van Kirk, Mark Norman, blah, blah, blah. And then a ton of headlining stuff myself. And then, of course, my special December 8th and 9th at the Secret Group in Houston, Texas. Please come out to that. You can follow me at No Youngblood, at the Jamie Rowan. Thanks for listening. Glad to be back. Good night.